This is Creative Mike. This is the Creative Mike Show. 20K on a Las Vegas Morby method deal. How nice is that, huh? What would $20,000 running into your account? How would that change your life right now, right? And so it was a deal that I was looking at. I was like, this deal might not go through. It was great house. Everything was fine. I think there was just a couple. The roof was a little bit older, but that was about it. But it was we just closed on it, funded yesterday. We actually funded with a conventional lender, right? So so here's what I want to tell you. So we were going through this. Our buyer was fantastic. He actually used his own money to do all the funding and everything else. So he didn't use creativefunds.com. He's pretty liquid. He's a big buyer. So nice Las Vegas deal, no HOA. He ended up buying this property, and the terms are fantastic. And he also got money back at close, so you can put some money into the property and rehab it and force appreciation right away. Now the snag at the end, so everything's going great, everything's going smooth, right? And here we go. And of course, I get an email. Lender is asking about the seller holdback. Please explain. So a seller holdback is like an escrow holdback on a HUD is when the title company holds back a portion of the money of the sellers on these Morby methods or equity bridge methods or stacking methods, however you want to call it, right? So most people know these as the Morby methods. And so our title company that we work with have a great relationship. They're like, I have an idea. Why don't we remove this seller escrow holdback and have the buyer sign two loan disbursement instructions, one to go to the attorney that's handling the second leg of the transaction, and one for the rest of the funds to go back to him. And that's what we did. So guys, so just to let you know, for every problem, there's going to be a solution, whether it's a person that you have to bring in and pay to find that solution, whether it's you have to brainstorm with the people that you're working with to find that solution. But in life, when there's a problem, there's a solution. This is why I believe we have electricity. This is why I believe we have the technology that we have, because people knew there was a problem they couldn't solve, but they solved it by trial and error and by bringing in other people into the mix and finding a solution to the problems that we have. And same goes for real estate. Whenever there's a problem, there's always a solution. Whether it's a money problem, there's a capital partner waiting to deploy funds. Whenever there's a title problem, there's a title person that has more education than you do and more knowledge that can assist you with handling that title problem. And so what I want to leave you with this is that, I'm starting to get better at waking up and looking at my emails and seeing these problems, right? Because in the end, are they really problems, or are they really just sentences on a glass laptop? Not glass laptop. Are just sentences you see on a laptop that make you anxious because you think that you cannot solve that problem. And so starting to realize that, hey, listen, I'm going to get these emails regardless of how clean this deal is. I'm going to get these emails, and I'm going to have to stay calm and collective and make sure that I read them thoroughly. Thoroughly is the key word here, because a lot of you, and I myself am guilty of it, we skim through emails, we skim through text messages, and for some reason, we just want to do it fast, right? But sometimes you take your time, you read between the lines, and sometimes the answers are inside the message. Whether it's a seller asking a question, a realtor asking a question, it could be as simple as a one-word answer and a one-word solution, or a one phone call, right? So this was taken care of by title company. So instead of the title company wiring me the $20,000 assignment fee, or what we call a development fee or finder's fee, whatever, The attorney on the second leg of the transaction wired me the funds, so we were able to remove the escrow holdback or seller holdback. One thing I would suggest that you do if you're doing the stacking methods or Morby methods is never allow title to put down seller holdback. That's a no. Make sure they put down escrow holdback. Hey Q Star, thanks for joining. Yeah, so you got to be careful when you're doing these. And guys, like Morby methods if you're new to Morby methods and you're a beginner, please don't try to do it yourself. I'm an experienced mortgage professional, and I've gone through some stuff, man. I've gone through some headaches, anxieties, problems. But now I'm figuring out my system. I got my partners in place. I got my money in place. I got my lenders in place. And I'm starting to streamline the process for myself and our company here. So it is going to be we're going to try to become one of the biggest Morby method players in the industry in sub 2 is going to be one of our goals, and I think we're going to attain that goal because of what we do, because we're not scared. We disconnect ourselves from money, so when we're looking to get information, we're going to spend that money. I spent about 3 hours with two beautiful women yesterday. Their name was Kiera and Connie, and they're both from sub 2. And these 3 hours that they've spent with me, we figured out that we align not only in business but in life and core values and our goals. And these women are going to be working with me. They're creating certain documents for me so I can make it easier and streamline the process for my team, for my company, for my sellers, for my realtors. Now, am I going to spend money on this? Absolutely. It's going to cost me thousands of dollars. But is my ROI going to be there? 100% it's going to be there. Because now I'm going to be able to utilize these beautiful ladies as a resource and as my in-house counsel, per se, on talking to the realtors or talking to their attorneys to make sure that we can put these deals together, because I'm not an attorney. I'm not a counsel. I'm not licensed, right? So I can answer as many questions as I can, but imagine if I put my attorney with their attorney and they have their conversation and they have their legal conversation, right, about the deal, and boom, I'll probably have 50% more contracts just because I have that relationship in place. And so relationships and spending money in real estate is extremely important. Now, I'm not saying go out there and frivolously spend money stupidly, like spend money on courses where you haven't done a deal yet, or spend money on communities, or you're in multifamily and you're in sub 2, then you're in here. No, that's dumb. Do a deal, figure things out by yourself first before you hire people. Build out systems, build out processes, because you cannot bring a person into your business and have nothing there. They're going to be sitting there like a blind bird, right? They're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know where to go, where to find the information, where to find the materials, what your process looks like. And so I see a lot of people and myself always making this mistake of like trying to scale, but you're scaling without anything. Like you're just like scaling on the whim. I know people say, yo, just go for it. Yeah, go for it. But in the meantime, start seeing where the bottleneck is in the business. Start seeing where you can improve, where you can invest your money, and what kind of systems you can start building out, who you can hire to help you set up certain automations, make it easier to be organized. Because when you're doing 5, 10, 15 deals a month, guys, you got to be fucking organized, man. You cannot be a disorganized person. If you are, you might make it for a few months, and then you're just going to go downhill because no one's going to want to do business with you because you're not going to be closing anything, right? And so spend money on people that you align with that can help you bring in a higher ROI for your business, right? So you have to make that ultimate decision by yourself. Are you going to sit there and do these tasks that you know that you shouldn't be doing, especially legal things, preparing legal documents, or going to Chat GPT or what have you? Or will you hire somebody, pay them one time, have them prepare certain things for you, and then utilize that for the rest of the time that you're doing the business that you're doing, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be in probably around, I mean, from Mundo Sanchez's event to, working with these attorneys now, probably going to be in about 5K just from education, but this is the education for my Morby methods, right? So guys, I'm my Morby methods, I'm making $40,000 a deal here, right? So if I spend 5 grand, and that 5 grand helps me close 10 Morbies. Well, you do the math, right? And so spending money on the right people, on the right resources is a must. Don't be cheap. Instead of buying that Rolex on your first deal, instead of buying the clothes you're going on vacation, figure out what can I do to improve my business? What is keeping me up at night? What is making me anxious? What tasks am I not completing that I should have done? Who can I hire to complete those minimal tasks for me? Who can I hire if an agent doesn't understand something on a contract and I cannot explain it in a way where where they say yes? Because remember, a confused mind always says no. So I keep it very easy and simple. Now, if it gets too complicated, all I'm going to do is I'm going to refer them to my attorney and let them handle it. Whether it costs me $500, $1,000, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. My assignment fee on that deal, if I buy the house, is going to be $20,000 to $40,000. It doesn't matter, right? So in life, when you're starting to grow and you're starting to grow your business, you're making those risks, you're making those decisions. You have to disconnect yourself from those numbers on the screen. And the reason you have to disconnect yourself from those numbers on your screen is because you have to connect yourself to continuing to get leads, to close leads, to get deals under contract. And once you have deals under contract and you have consistent leads, the money will come by itself. And one thing don't do is what I do sometimes. Don't ever put your mind into another person's mind, an investor's mind. You don't know why they're buying your deal. Some of these guys right now are buying deals from you for tax depreciation. They made so much effing money this year that they need properties to buy so they can do cost segregation or they can do depreciation, whatever it is they need to do, right? So just make sure that you are not putting your mind into their minds, because buyers are buying it for all sorts of purposes. You might even have a buyer in Canada or out of state that wants to buy your sub two because they want a house in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know. Maybe that interest rate is too high, but they don't care. They just want a place to stay with their family on vacation when they come visit Arizona, right? And then they don't want to go through banks. If they go through a bank, it's called a foreign mortgage. I think it's foreign policy, something foreign mortgage, right? So, but they require 25% down. So with that, and a high interest rate. So what that Canadian or what that other person from a different country preferred to buy the property subject to, where they're in that 3-4%, and they have a small interest rate, or are they going to go and use the non-qualified mortgage loan and put down 25% into a property, right? So you have to understand the mechanics of the deal, and you have to understand how your buyers are thinking and why they're buying certain assets. And it's never white or black, right? So it's always every buyer is different. Every buyer is different, and so you just have to make sure that you structure the deal the right way that works. It has to work. If it doesn't work, it's a shit deal. Okay, I'm honest with you. If you come to me and you give me a 7% interest rate deal on a sub two, I'm going to tell you, dude, like there's nothing here. The only thing that's there is the guy getting zero money, and me potentially finding another person to just seller finance the deal to by wrapping it, right? Because they're going or doing a lease option. Because no one's going to buy a sub 7% doesn't cash flow. You're going to mostly need a homestead buyer, right? Or if you're like in a really good area and it's a huge house and it's a good co-living, maybe. I wouldn't. There's so many deals out there. I wouldn't mess with no 7% deals unless I'm getting it for free. And there's no point in my eyes. Unless you want depreciation, you're buying in like a Miami or something, and it's a badass area, and appreciation there is like 4 or 5% a year, and you're going to be able to refinance this when the rates go lower, right? I mean, sure, maybe you can bet on that, but I don't bet on appreciation. I typically just bet I want to make sure the property cash flows enough so I don't lose money, right? Whether it breaks even for a little bit and then starts cash flowing, I just don't want to buy a property where I'm losing money and then there is no exit strategy. And so, we have this Morby method closing right now. I have a sub two closing today or tomorrow in Panama City Beach, Florida, for another $20,000. Then I have a Texas deal closing in Houston for another $15,000. So, all these deals were closing because I'm putting these systems and processes together, and I'm learning as I go, and all my frustrations and everything that I do. And two of them are Morby methods, and one of them are a sub two, just a straight sub two. One super smooth, beautiful house in PCB, awesome house, great guy, great buyer, by the way, too. So shout out to my buyers, shout out to my sellers for trusting me, for my agents for trusting me too. I love you guys so much. I've done so many deals already since I started in sub two, and the trust that people confide in me is amazing. I really, really appreciate you and trusting me with everything that you do. It means a lot to me. It takes years to build your reputation, and it takes one day to ruin it, or one incident, right? So I myself, regardless of whether money or whatever it is, I want to make sure everything's fair, everybody's happy, work with integrity, make sure the sellers are protected, the way I do my documents, the way I do everything. So that's why people keep coming back to me and keep working with me, because quite honestly, nobody could say anything bad about me in the industry, or sub two for that matter, right? I've done everybody, any money that I borrowed from people, they got paid back sooner than they thought, right? I've worked with connectors. I worked with great people in sub two that are they're on the down low that nobody really knows about, but they're big players. And so, how do you find these big players? You don't. They find you. They find you, and they start vetting you. They start vetting you, and then if they like you and they trust you, they'll do business with you, right? The reason why somebody doesn't do business with you is one of two things: they don't like you, they don't trust you, or it's too much, right? Those are the three things. So, which one is it? Did you not build enough rapport with them, right? Did you say something that maybe they just don't like you, they just don't resonate with your personality? Or are you just charging too much for your service, right? So it's one of three things. So always make sure, if a buyer says no, a seller says no, say, well, you know what? Or if a seller says, I want to talk to my wife or whatever, well, Mr. Seller, usually when somebody tells me that, there's usually three things that's causing them to hold back and think about it. And it's either they don't trust me, they don't like me, or it's the price. I'm a straight shooter, you're a straight shooter. Which one of the three is it? And then just get it out of them. Oh, it's not you. It's the price. It's I got to talk to my wife. But you've told me already that you guys already have a second house, and that you guys are bleeding money on this property, on this mortgage. Every single month. I know you've held it for 6 months. It looks like you lost about $12,000. I know you're ready to sell. I know you told me that that your wife's ready to move forward as well. So it can't be your wife. What's really holding you back? What's really holding you back, Mr. Seller? Right? So those are the thicker things you got to talk about, right? You got to dig deep. You got to dig deep, and you got to find out what's going on with their situation, because everybody has a story. Everybody has a situation. And once you find the bunnies, right? Once you find the bunnies, that's when you start making money, right? Before then, it's just, you're not going to make any money. You might get lucky, whatever, here and there, but you got to find that true motivation, man. You got to be a human being. You can't be robotic. This is not AI. You're the one making the phone call. You're the one talking to these sellers, So I'm blessed. I'm grateful. We're closing these 3 deals. We got like a bunch of other deals locked up under contract. We're closing on a deal in Mobile, Alabama. Soon we're just waiting for a survey and a couple other things, and we're going to be closing in on it. So it's pretty cool too. I'm excited about that one. And yeah, just overall, just trying to build out these systems and scale. And of course, we have my event coming up on the 29th, as you guys know, every single month, Schaumburg, Illinois. Everything's in my Instagram stories, everything's on my flyer, everything's on my Facebook page. So make sure you come check us out, come hang out with us. We'll break down some deals. I have some of my sub 2 friends break down some of their deals as well that they're doing, and it's gonna be fun. We'll go over some cool stuff, and make sure we understand everything. So if you're new, hey, listen, don't worry about it, man. I was new too in this game. I was new in this business. I was new in mortgages. It is what it is, right? Everybody starts off somewhere. So don't be afraid. Come on out, meet me, meet my friends. Like a lot of people that you're going to meet, I've done business with, or we've tried to do business together, or we're going to do business together in the future. And so, yeah, just come out October 29th. That's when I have them. And the reason I'm having it on a Wednesday this month is because my good friend, Miss Rhea Campbell, she is having her event called the Resilient Investor. And if you have not been, or if you have not met Rhea Campbell, she is one of the most intriguing, powerful, yet empathic person I have met. And I've learned a lot from her. And we're doing business together now as well. And it's cool. She's my neighbor. She lives in downtown Chicago. I live in the suburbs, but we're about a half an hour away from each other, so it's not too bad. And so I went to her last event. It was in Vermont. It was also Resilient Investor. And then just the networking itself, just getting to know people, her showing us her automations, her systems. It was fantastic. So if you guys are thinking about it, just Google Resilient Investor or DM me, and it's in Chicago, Illinois. It is on Halloween, so I believe it's a 2 or 3 day event, and it starts on Halloween. So just make sure you guys make it out there. Let me check your here. Oh shit, I forgot to go on live on TikTok. I didn't got that much time here. Hold on here. Let's see here. Let's go live on TikTok. All right, cool. Because I'm getting points on TikTok. I don't know, whatever. Just gotta go on my phone here. So just make sure you guys go to check us out. And it is a paid event, but it's worth it. I mean, listen, you gotta pay to play, man. People don't do this. People pay thousands of dollars for this education. I pay thousands of dollars to learn everything I know how to do. Like, we cannot just go out there. And plus, guys, if we give it to you for free, you're not going to do shit with it anyways, right? When you have no skin in the game, when you have no investment, then you have no reason to do anything. But when you have some skin in the game, well, now it's a different story, right? Now you've actually made the decision to pay someone to go to an event, to pay someone to mentor you or coach you. And now you have to make it happen, right? Or else your money goes to shit. So I've given away so much to people for free, and they haven't done shit with it. So it's like, I don't know. I could literally give you the blueprint to make 20K a month, right? Just win 20K a month, like change your life for working a few hours a day, probably, right? But if I give it to you for free, you're not going to do it. But if I charge you for it, you're probably going to do it, because you're going to be learning. You're going to make it your mission to learn how to do it, right? You're going to treat it like college. And why do you do good in college and school? Why do you think about that for a second? For you students out there that do good in college, right? Because you pay for it. And if you fail, not only do you disappoint yourself, your parents, your family, you lose all your money, you have a student loan, that you have to pay back. The government will come after you for the rest of your life. You're not getting away from that, right? And so you try your hardest to pass those classes, right? So why not do the same when somebody shows you this magic book of saying, hey, listen, do this step by step, and you will make money. It's inevitable for you not to make money, right? But a lot of you that, oh, can I pick your brain? Can I do this with you? Dude, like honestly, like, there are YouTube videos out there. I learned a lot of shit on YouTube. Like, come on, just YouTube University, right? And then if you like someone, call them, pay them to learn more about what they're doing. Period, right? Or just do it yourself, go the hard route, and make all your mistakes. That's life, guys. That's life. Just like, for example, Rhea Campbell, she scaled really fast. She doesn't have time to pick her brain or do this or do that. She has her own team. She has her own people. She has people that she likes to work with, and she also has, resources and everything else that she can provide for you. But she's obviously a very busy woman. And of course, she'll take your calls, and I'll take your calls too. But you have to realize that we're busy in our business, right? So it's going to be hard for us to do that, right? To teach you from the beginning, because you have to learn from somewhere. Like, you got to learn it by yourself. Like, you can't expect someone just to sit there on the phone with you and explain to you everything. Like, we don't have the time. Like, I got a family. I got a kid. I got to drive him to jiu-jitsu practice. I got to drive him to swimming. I got to drive him to school. I got to come home. I got to be with my partner. I have conversations. I can't be, talking to people that are maybe interested in doing something, right? Shit, if you bring me a deal ready to go, JV contract, right? Boom, we do a deal together. That's a different story. I'll connect you with one of my acquisitions managers. They'll help you get the deal under contract. There's a payment structure for that, but it's you gotta pay to play, man. I'm sorry to say that. You gotta pay to play, and you gotta move around. You gotta meet people. You can't just stay within your friends. Stop talking about football. Stop talking about who lost last week, who won this week, who this, who that. Who gives a shit? Like, is that helping you? Is that bringing money into your family so you can give your family a nice vacation, so you can buy your wife or your partner something nice, so you can maybe have some savings in your account? Or is this person's in the finals, or you're sitting there at the bar, like, and then you tell me that you don't have time. Bro, you have plenty of time. You just don't want to do it. That's the honest truth. You'd rather have a beer in your hand sitting in front of the fucking TV and watching your football or basketball game or hockey game, and your years are just flying fucking by. They're just flying by. They're passing you by. When you're in your 30s, that shit goes like that, right? So time is, it's not about time. Is your most valuable asset. Next time you come home after work and you sit on the couch and you turn on the TV and you crack open up a beer, realize that 4 hours of your life is gone. Think about that. 4 hours of your life is gone. Just like that. Same thing on a Saturday or on a Sunday when you're watching the football game. Gone, done. Over you watching somebody throwing a ball around that's making $50 million a year and contributing zero to your family. So figure out where you lie in this life, right? Whether you're a creator, a mover, or a consumer. Okay? So once again, guys, seriously, if you want to learn, just fucking learn. Turn the TV off. If you have to, tell your partner, baby, we're shutting Netflix off. We're learning how to do real estate. We're learning how to buy businesses. We got to do something, right? And take baby steps. Don't go all in. It's stupid. Just take baby steps. Take little baby steps. I see people trying, I see guys buying fucking $25,000 courses, $50,000 courses. Bro, like, what the, man, I wouldn't even sell you that kind of course. Like, what the, like, it's fucking crazy. Like, take the baby steps. Talk to somebody first. See how you even can talk on the phone. First thing is talking on the phone and sales. But anyways, I gotta jump, guys. I gotta get going. I have a big day today. So I'm gonna let you guys go. October 29th is my event. Rhea Campbell's event is October 31st for Resilient Investor. Just Google Resilient Investor or just DM Rhea Campbell on Facebook and tell her that Creative Mike sent you. That's with a K. Creative Mike. And she'll send you over a link. She's pretty popular, so you can find her really easily in Facebook. Her name is Rhea Campbell, and she's throwing Resilient Investor in Chicago this month, October, this month. So, and what is it, next week? Yeah, no, it's in 2 weeks. So, all right, guys, appreciate you listening here to me. If you want a JV, you know what to do. Hit me up on the DM. And for everybody else that's out there, listen, you got to make the change first. And the first change is you. Figure out what you want, what's important to you. Come home, sit down, look around what you have. Be grateful. And before you, and if you're not happy where you're at, and if you're not happy what you're doing, change it. Fucking break that TV if you have to. Delete your social media off your phone if you have to. Or nothing will ever change and the years will just go fly by. And you'll be 70, reminiscing, regretting, sitting there watching your football games, your basketball games, cheering for people that are making $50-40 million a year and don't give a shit about you. So I'm not saying don't do it for your in leisure time, but make it a point to first educate yourself and self-improvement, right? And get 1% better every single day. Watching TV, movies, binging, football, sports, gambling, doing drugs, drinking is not going to get you anywhere. You waiting for that weekend every single Friday. Can't wait to go out with your friends and party and spend money on a $20 drink in downtown. All that's going to do is going to drain your wallet and drain your pocket. All you're going to wake up is with a hangover the next day. And it's the same fucking cycle over and over again. Before you know it, you're sitting 45 years old in the same spot as you were when you were 30. That's the honest truth. So change your environment, change your ways, invest in yourself, partner with people that are better than you, that are doing what you're doing, and disconnect from money sometimes. Sometimes you got to pay. Sometimes you joint venture. Maybe you have a value that you can bring that we can use, that we can collaborate together. Doesn't have to be money. Maybe you're really good at something that I suck at. I don't know. Maybe you have a badass deal that you just need me to help structure, and then we can make money together. Whatever it is, I'm telling you, it's not in the TV. It's not in your phone, right? It's not in your circle of friends. Okay? It's not anywhere. It's not in any of those places. It's all in here. And it's all making this thing better 1% every single day. And fighting the battles with this thing, because this thing will fuck you up every day. It will mess you up. It will tell you're nothing. You amount to anything. You're an imposter. When things are going down, for you to give up, for you to crawl into a ball and just say, fuck it, I'm done. So it's, just make sure this thing has to be good. I know, and for me, I still battle every single day with this thing every single day. But I'm hoping that in life it'll get better. I'm hoping it'll get better, right? But it's a battle that we battle every single day, whether you're a man, a woman, doesn't matter. We go through the same. It's just men hide it better. They hide it better because they don't want to seem weak. And when they seem weak, our women or our partners or whomever you're with, when they see that you break, well, some will use it against you and some will lift you up. So it just depends on who you're with. I'm lucky enough that when I broke, my partner lifted me up. They didn't tell me to quit. She told me to go on. Don't shut down your business. Don't do anything. Just keep moving. Whatever we need, I got this. And so, make sure you're with a good person. I'm getting emotional here, guys. So, all right. I got to go. I appreciate everybody. I'll see you guys in my event, the 29th. I'm Creative Mike. This is the Creative Mike Show. I do a lot of cool shit. Do a lot of cool shit because of the cool people that I hang around with and I do business with. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing any of this. So I'm grateful for everybody that's working with me, everybody that's helping me, everybody from Sub 2 that poured into me when I drove out there to your state, sat down with you, had lunch with you, sat next to you. Every single conversation, every single little detail, every single little word that you said resonated with me. I remember it, and I thank you. As always, I'm Creative Mike. Stay creative, my friends.